Have you ever competed to be number one? See, I'm not necessarily talking about sports this time. Maybe you competed to be first chair in band or to get the solo in the choir concert. Maybe you competed at the science fair and you wanted to be number one at that. Maybe you're like me and you're a middle child, so you were always competing. Not just to be number one, but perhaps just to be heard or just not to be last. Over my years in student ministry, I've watched teenagers compete. They competed on spring break games to win the prize. They competed in high school to be number one in their class. They quietly competed to be first among their peers to get their driver's license. There was always another unwritten behind-the-scenes competition that somehow evolves, only this time it was the pastor to students that was doing this and not the students. That is, which student would rise to the top, which one engages in ministry, grows, gives back to those around them, and just becomes that special student that you have each year. One particular season in my ministry, there was this person. This young lady was my first sixth grader to step into youth. She not only was rock solid, mature for her age, and compassionate towards others, but she just had a heart for Jesus and worshiping Him. Like all of us, she lost her balance a little, but when she got it back, she was unbelievable. She was able to have an impact on so many lives, mainly her husband's, in such a beautiful way. In Mark chapter 9, verses 33 through 37, we see a jockeying for spots among the disciples. There was this argument that came up as they were traveling as to who was the greatest. Jesus steps in and sets the record straight. He says this from the English Standard Version: "If anyone would be first, he must be last of all and servant of all." Want to know what happened next? Yep, that's exactly what happened. Silence. The story goes on and says that Jesus began to pull the child up on his lap and began to talk about faith. But here's what we need to know for this one. If you want to be first, you don't need the likeness of competition. You just need the likeness of Christ. How bad do you really want it?